Hope you're ready. It's time for Decentralize Now.
So I walk into the border station and I'm going, hey guys, hey, there's a gun in my car. And like, that's not what you want to do when you're crossing country is with announcing of a gun. You get a little nervous.
And now, get ready for the greatest podcast you've never heard of before, but wish you had.
Free the people, free the markets. Decentralize Now.
Season 2.
Like everybody, like all these guards in like their fucking Kevlar.
This is
is
after you've already told them that you don't have a gun. This is after you've
like,
already
hey guys,
said, like,
listen.
no, I don't have a gun. You now have said, oh shit, I just realized I actually do have a gun, and they're pointing guns and shit at you at this point.
Well, at this point, no, you go when you cross the border. There's a guy in a booth, and that's who I told there wasn't a gun. Then they tell you to pull inside, and then you enter a building. And I walk into the building, and I'm like, hey guys, listen up. There's a gun in my car. I want you to be safe. It's in the glove box. I just want to be up front. And this woman, it was kind of like demeaning because she was like a pregnant woman. And that's the one who was putting me in handcuffs, dude. It was pretty fun. I was like, dude, I don't want to get put in handcuffs by a pregnant lady. Fucking Jesus.
You're literally the easiest person here to get away from, and you're putting me in handcuffs.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't my most masculine moment. But anyway, they're like, okay, and you know that's illegal, right? And they were really rough. And they were saying, so what were you here for? I just wanted to cross the border to get what's called a donair. A donair is a Canadian type of food. I just wanted to have lunch. That's all I was trying to fucking do. And I'm like, I'm going to Pizza Delight to get a donair. Oh yeah? Well, you planning on meeting somebody over there? Planning on meeting somebody? If we go through your text messages, we're not going to find anything? No, listen, I just totally forgot. So we're going to figure out, like, what are you trying to I'm essentially smuggling a gun. That's essentially what I was arrested for, because I brought a gun in illegally, and they were like, okay, well, fuck it. We're going to figure out what's going on here. Is this guy selling guns or, what's going on? I took my phone. And then after that, they were super nice. I was extremely polite. And, I remember when they were searching me, there were 3 guards, and they're like, listen, at this point, typically we have people in handcuffs. You're being extremely cooperative, so we're just not putting you in handcuffs. We just want you to know that, okay? So, but you're cool. And they even said that. They even said you're cool. They were really polite. They gave me phone calls, but they had a job to do because there's a fucking gun in the car.
Absolutely. Yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
But they were bringing me water. They were giving me a Snicker bar, and it was like this, almost like Canada really loves America. We give them shit, but we're friendly nations. So they understand the fact that Americans have guns, and sometimes shit happens. So once they went through my phone and found out that I wasn't trying to sell it, it was just I just fucked up and left it in the glove box.
But they still took that shit from you. You are that's still, that sucks.
Oh yeah,
that fucking sucks, dude. So you tried to take the gun through. They took it from you. That's cool. At least they were cool with you.
They were really cool. So I have to cross the border back into America once I go through the process. So I'm in the border station, and they went through all my shit. They patted me down. They offered me water.
What's the
they're really cool.
Oh, sorry.
What's that?
No, nothing. Go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. And They say, well, we need to bring you to like the Super Max section or what, I don't know what it was called, to talk to the special investigator. So they put me in handcuffs, walked me out into the car. There was this really large native Canadian guy who was not nice. He did not want to fucking talk at all.
Like an Inuit, like an Eskimo man.
Yeah, and with Canadian military, like you can tell, like they're intentionally diverse. It's like the fucking the Captain Planet people. Like there's the native, there's the pregnant woman, there's the French guy. They're intentionally
it's like
diverse.
an NBC sitcom.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. But it's the pregnant woman who was like walking me around, which was really fucking annoying. But anyway,
I mean, obviously they didn't think you were much of a threat if they were putting you, like having a pregnant woman like walk you around, and I'm sure someone could hear that and be like, you're a fucking sexist. But like, no, a pregnant woman, seriously, like someone you think is a threat or dangerous, you're not going to let the pregnant lady fucking handcuff them and walk them around, you know?
I think it's the opposite. I think like they're like,
he won't hurt a
look
pregnant
how
lady.
Strong this woman is. This woman can do it. I'm a pregnant woman, and I'm.
You're empowering. You go, girl.
It was like
we
that,
can
yeah.
do it. We can do it. I'm the boss.
And yeah, I'm the boss.
Any excuse to say that, dude. I'm gonna throw that in all the time.
So I'm in the they bring me over to the next cell, and it's just like you mentioned. It's just I'm in, and at this point, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm going home. I don't know if I'm going to prison for the next 40 years. Because if there's one thing Canadians are to, it's guns. They hate guns.
Do you know do you know the penalty? Like, what's the penalty? It said you had been up to mischief. What's the penalty for smuggling a gun into Canada?
Well, oh yeah. So here's what happened. So they came in, and first they have to figure out the situation. So the special investigator brings me into a room. I'm surrounded by mirrors. And I know people are watching me.
Absolutely.
And he comes in, and you know, he basically he reads me my rights, but it's different. It's not like the right. You have the right. It's in Canadian. It's not like you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to do that. It's their version of that. But
okay. Basically,
he's like, okay, do you understand what this means? It means basically this is a one-way conversation. You have to play by rules that I don't have to play by. Okay, and do you understand that? I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
To you.
Yeah, he was really nice. He was because
it sounds scary.
He's like, he wanted me to know like this is the way this works. Okay.
Oh, I got you.
If he was really trying to fuck me up, he wouldn't say that.
I got you.
He just let me say, listen, I don't have to play by the rules you have to play by. So I can say something that's not true and get away with it. You can't. So I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm drunk up. Here's where I am. You know, we verified it. You know, then they determined from the investigation this is just some American that fucking forgot his fucking gun in the car, and it's not a big deal. At that point, when they determined that, because they had the authority to detain me there, I'm a prisoner. He comes back after their meeting. You know, we see no reason to keep you here. It seems like it was an honest mistake. You're going to have to come back for court, but we're going to let you go home tonight. But according to our laws, there are certain things we have to do. And we're still trying to sort that out. So we're going to bring you back to the border station, and we'll let you know the final step before you go back to America. So they bring me back to the border station, and they're arguing. They're arguing amongst themselves because there's a group of them that just wants to fucking turn me loose. They're like, listen, it's not a big deal. He told us about the gun. We didn't find the gun. He told us about it.
And then there's like two of them that are like, we wait for this shit to happen. Like we've been waiting for this to happen.
There were some of them that were like, this is the law. Like the law says, like, no, he should have disclosed it at, like, if you're so irresponsible that you're just gonna, oops, I forgot I had a handgun. You know, we don't want that kind of shit in Canada. So they were kind of going back and forth, and the group that won was the group that said, this is the law. We have to obey the law. So they fined me $16,000. $16,000 to get my car back, and that was a little. Yeah.
So you have a new car now. So you have a new car now.
No, I luckily I had a family relative pass away, and I had a large inheritance, and that's where that money went. Essentially ate my inheritance. So they give me the car. I drive back home. You know, at this point, I feel like I'm thinking that if I just pay my fine, they'll let me go. Okay, and this is what I want to get at. So done. Like now I'm coming back into America. You know, I'm an American citizen. I haven't done anything wrong. You know, from America's perspective, I'm coming back.
Absolutely.
So I cross the border, and they're giving me a really fucking hard time. They're like, so what happened?
The Americans.
Oh yeah, you had guns over there, huh? Da da da. And they were doing every kind of background check, everything they could do.
They knew you were coming.
They were out or something, but I mean, it doesn't make any sense because I didn't do anything wrong from America's perspective. I'm just trying to go back home. And after about, I think it took about 2 hours to come back into America because they were just running every background check they could, just trying to find something on me. The border guard, he looked at me and said something like, "Man, it sucks you can't go back to Canada again." But and he kind of tilted his head a little bit when he said it, like we just got fucking you with me. But the stories of American border guards like fucking with people for no reason are totally legitimate. I can verify that, even if they have no reason to give you a problem, they will. They're pretty tough people. They did shit with my wife where they would take her purse and they would go through her purse and then just not put shit back in the purse. So we come back in and all of our shit's all over the seat. Or like they'll leave the keys on top of the car.
These are the American agents, I'm guessing.
These are the Americans, yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah, I left the keys on top of it, or some shit like that. Just these little passive aggressive.
Wow, that story was fucking crazy. What kind of things will our heroes talk about next? I wonder.
Yeah, I got a ton of articles to go over that I really want to talk about. I think you're gonna like. So in Maine. The government of Maine is doing a lot to take in new asylum seekers, and they've brought in a lot of asylum seekers, and there's controversy, of course, over the idea of whether they should get welfare benefits and da-da-da-da-da. So that's, obviously that's not a new discussion. We've talked about that. Here's what's juicy. So this comes from Maine Public. The main city in Maine, no pun intended, is Portland. That's the largest city in the state, and that's where the asylum seekers go. Is Portland? It's the largest city, has most resources. So here's the name of the article: Portland officials scramble as asylum seekers refuse free housing offers outside the city. So asylum seekers, and this is NPR, right? This is not like some right-wing website. So this is fucking NPR.
So they're being soft about this.
Yeah, well, this is what's happened. They're not citizens. They're coming into the country, fucking free ride. They're just, here you are, you're here, you're asylum seeker, you have asylum status, and they're getting free housing, but they're turning it down. They're turning it down because it's not in Portland. Portland officials say they're struggling to house many of the new because some families have refused housing options outside Portland.
Now, just let that sink in, man. Like, they're coming from a country where they're basically living in a cardboard box while there's a fucking war going on outside. But no, this fucking beautiful apartment where I don't have to worry about anything and everything's fucking taken care of while my neighbor pays for my fucking cable bill. Nah, I don't want that. Nah. What the fuck? Doesn't the term
fuck is the only rational response to that?
Beggars can't be choosers, or beggars can't be bitchers is like the first term that comes to my mind when I hear that.
Oh, absolutely.
God damn, dude. That's pathetic. That's fucking pathetic. Go ahead. Keep reading.
I knew this would piss you off, dude. It's just, there's no other rational reaction to that than just fucking anger.
It's stupid. That's ridiculous. Hey, man. There's a story I'm going to reference real quick before we get... And you told me this. This happened to you, but I'm going to tell the story because I tell it all the time because I think it's fucking hilarious and it makes a good point. You were going to college at a place a few miles away, and you said there was a homeless man, and he said, "Hey, man, can I borrow a few dollars? I haven't eaten in a couple days. I'm really hungry." And you had gone to like Arby's or something with a buddy, so you were like, "Well, hey, man, I got a fish sandwich I didn't fucking eat. You can have it, man, or tuna sandwich. You can have it, man. It's yours, man." And you said you gave him the sandwich, and he looked at it and said, "I didn't ask for a fucking sandwich. I asked for money," and threw the sandwich back at you.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? You said you were hungry, you sack of shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's a true story. Yeah. So, there are people who need help. I've been in a rough spot. I remember, I was so broke. But most people bounce back. there are people who are poor because they're fucked up and they make dumb decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's something people don't want. Well, if you just
I keep doing heroin and I'm broke. What the fuck is the matter with society? You know? What the fuck, man? Come on.
In this idea that we just redistribute the wealth, poverty, a lot of poverty. It's not about the fact they don't have opportunities. If you live in America, you have ridiculous opportunities. For many,
Especially
potentially
right now.
most people, it's because you're fucked up and you make bad life decisions.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's a touchy issue, especially if you're talking about like homelessness and shit like that. But we're not even talking about homelessness. We're talking about motherfuckers that fled their country to come to this one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mike seemed like I may die if I stay here, which is like one of the terms of like being a refugee and coming to this country. Your life has to be in like imminent fucking danger constantly. You may fucking very well die if you stay there. Okay, if you're gonna die if you stay in this country, then why don't you come here? We'll take you on. Come on right now. Like we'll take you in through due process, through the necessary procedures and shit like that. But I mean, no, that. God, you just started talking about it. I'm already pissed off, dude. That's such shit.
Check this one out. You're going to like these paragraphs here. Kristen Dow, Portland's director of Health and Human, says it's not clear why some families have find housing in towns like Brunswick, but she says part of the concern is about being too far from Portland. I'd say it's really frustrating and upsetting for staff to work this hard to house these families, to have them turned down over and over again. They're kind of turning to me saying, what do we do? I guess I'm turning to you now saying, what do you do? She says. So yeah, they're getting free housing in towns like Brunswick, which is a fucking beautiful town, and they're just saying, no, it's too far away from Portland.
I mean, drive. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Like, do you want to live in a country where you may die, or do you want to have to fucking take an hour commute? I mean, this is ridiculous. The very fucking notion of this is fucking ridiculous, man.
It's fucking crazy.
Just don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Like, God, so many things come to fucking mind here. Hey, man, can I have a ride? Oh, shit. No, I don't like Toyotas. Never mind. I'll wait for the next car. Fuck you.
I need a ride to work, but I'm not in a.
Not in a Chrysler. No, I'm not. I'm not a fucking bigot. Jesus Christ.
Who do you think I am?
What the fuck?
You're going to give me a free house in Brunswick? What the fuck? I thought this was America.
Why is this a thing? Why is this happening in America? Why is this... What in the fuck is going to happen to this country, man?
And their fucking free homes that they're too...
Thank God it's all Israel's money.
Well, exactly. We're the ones paying for this shit. So, I mean, I kind of got to go back to, like, the last recording when Donald Trump is like, if you don't like it, you can fucking leave, pal. You know what I mean? You don't want to live in Brunswick. If you're turning your nose up at Brunswick, you can go back to fucking Mogadishu. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
It's like the fucking the containment camps and shit like that. They're like, these containment camps are fucking unhumane. They're inhumane. They're horrible. The conditions are nasty. Well, you didn't have to come into this country fucking illegally.
Exactly.
Like, you didn't have to fucking like walk up and be like, hey, I want to go in that place. If you hadn't done that, you wouldn't fucking be in there. And there's all these fucking... I keep seeing this shit, and I know we differ pretty big, when it comes to social media and shit. And this is exactly why I don't like social fucking media, because I keep seeing these fucking stories come up about an 18-year-old Hispanic boy captured by ICE and held in containment center for 3 days, and a 9-year-old woman or 9-year-old girl. Or woman. I guess a 9-year-old can be a woman. I don't know. Their culture that... I don't know what year you have a quinceañera. I don't know. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. 9-year-old girl on her way to school captured by ICE and held in containment camp for 36 hours. And I just... I don't know, man. Like, first of all, I don't know if I believe it. Because I just don't believe the media in those types of stories. Especially since they already have this, like, stigma that they're fucking horrible and they're just using these places to basically torture people. They're just like, hey, let's put up these camps where when people come in here illegally, we just fucking torture them. Like, no, I don't know. The whole notion just fucking pisses me off. And to think like they come into this like so now like we're putting like okay, I have so many things to say about this, man. Apparently this is a fucking hot button issue for me. Apparently this is.
Yeah, I thought you'd like this one. The thing I want to touch on with what you said is if you look at the language, because previously they would call them illegal immigrants. Even the left call them illegal. But there was a change after Trump. They're no longer illegal immigrants.
They used to be
now
illegal
they're
aliens.
Migrants.
They were illegal aliens. Then they were immigrants.
Now they're just migrants. Like like there's migratory birds. Like this is because to call them illegal immigrants or even it brings out the fact that hey, they're breaking the law. You know what I mean? They're doing something criminal.
Oh yeah.
And they don't want you to think about that. So they just want to side skirt that issue by calling them migrants.
Well, that's because we're all fucking wonderful individuals, Kem, and we have to take people's feelings into consideration, and we can't portray them as horrible illegal aliens coming to this country on whatever. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's a Democrat term.
Yes. Oh yes. It's absolutely it's weaponized language. Change the language,
Weaponized fucking language. That needs to become something we say more often on here because that is exactly what it fucking is.
It's up to us to point it out. Like these people, the left wing media is using these particular right wing media too. Just human beings. Human beings will partisan groups will use language to put a spin on something. So you have to be very conscious of the way they're phrasing things.
Well,
the devil's in the details for sure.
I feel now that it's just I don't know what you can really trust anymore. I don't really feel like any. I feel like there's so much misinformation because
Free the people, free the markets. Decentralize now.
Yeah, let's jump back into the article. Like, I feel like we've gotten a little not off topic. We just, like I said, this is apparently like a hot button issue for me. So let's keep going.
Yeah, we elaborated on it. The main theme behind this, go back to where you came from comments, but it's the ingratitude of immigrants. Or people, not even just, right, the ingratitude of people who come into America for somewhere else and they just fucking complain and they want to change it. And
we've talked about this before, like with Trevor Noah and Jeff Jeffries, how they're, one's from like fucking South Africa, the other guy's from Australia. They have they're comedians. They're fucking comedians. And I have to say, like, I fucking hate Trevor. I fucking hate him. I hate him on The Daily Show. His stand-up is very liberal, but the stuff that's not politically motivated is really fucking funny, dude. Like, he's a fucking good comedian. He's funny. Same thing with Jeff Jeffries, he's from Australia, so like most of his jokes involved being drunk, getting wasted, shit like that, and he's funny. But like they come to this country and because they're comedians, they're given this show where they basically have an hour, 30 minutes to an hour to just shit on fucking America and talk about how fucking crappy it is here. Well, like, you don't have to fucking be here. Like, you don't even have to be a fucking citizen of fucking America if you don't want to.
Piers Morgan's a great example of that.
Fuck that pussy.
Oh man, Alex Jones coming at him is just epic.
I was about to
footage.
say that, dude. That's the best shit ever. Like, what is he? Like, anything Alex Jones is on.
1776 will rise again if you take our firearms. Do you understand?
Oh my god! Anytime Alex Jones is on anything, I'm just like, I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah, dude. Alex Jones is the shit.
Oh, I've talked about this on the last podcast, where in front of my very liberal parents-in-law, like my very liberal in-laws, they brought up Alex Jones, and I was like, oh, I love Alex Jones. And they're like, how can you like that man? Oh, fuck. Like, I might as well have been like, Rush Limbaugh is the shit, and Rachel Maddow can lick my taint. Like, I it would have been the same response with the amount of just like, are you kidding me? Really? How can you not listen to Alex Jones and love him? They're turning the frickin' frogs gay.
Well,
I don't even disagree with that. I don't even disagree with that, dude. It sounds like such a crazy thing to say, and I'm like, yeah, dude, they fucking are.
Well, that's exactly right. He's saying true shit. The elites have child sex pedophile rings. Everyone's like, look at crazy.
Yeah, now it's like
Epstein comes out with a fucking child sex island. Holy shit.
There is a guy, and I'm gonna reference him. I'm gonna reference him, dude. Like, hopefully he doesn't get mad. I'm gonna look him up right now. It's a YouTube channel, and this dude has a drone, and he goes out and he flies it all around the fucking island, man. Goes up to buildings.
Oh my god, I'd love to see that.
Goes up to buildings and looks in windows and shit. Let me bring up my account, and I will give it to you, and I will put a link in I guess links and videos.
Damn. Child sex island. This and you know what it's saying because
and it's known that
I guess
it's known that women that have come out and spoken against this have gone like missing and shit. Like it's not a conspiracy. Like all the proof is like right fucking there. You know what I mean? Like you can't even call it a conspiracy.
It's fucking terrifying. And Alex Jones, to Busted's point, all this shit he's been saying is true. I mean, he was talking about 9/11 was an inside job before anyone fucking was. He was talking about Bohemian Grove. We have footage of Bohemian Grove because of Alex Jones. His chemicals turned the frogs gay became a meme, but there's validity to that shit.
Well, that's why I chose to choose that one is because of the meme. But like I don't disagree with that though. Like I mean, if you listen to the actual speech or broadcast or whatever about it. Anyway.
I want to come back to Alex Jones in a bit. I want to finish up because I can fucking talk about Alex Jones fucking forever. But let's finish this, and I want to talk about Alex Jones because that's exciting. So is it cool if I just finish up this article here?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's we've been talking for so long.
We'll finish this bit, yeah, because we get going, we get excited. So this is the end of the article. So the story right now is these 38 families from Somalia. They're in the Portland Expo. It's like a large coliseum, and that's where they're living. And they have funding up to a certain point. And the plan has been by the time the funding ends for them to live in the Expo, they'll all have houses. The problem is they're fucking turning down the houses. They just don't want to live there. And
August
that's
15th.
where we're at this point.
August 15th was the date I saw. I pulled up the article.
Fuck.
Yeah, not too
So
far
they're
away.
like,
Not too far away.
So I mean, I guess what happens, dude, if they don't take the homes, do we just have a whole bunch of homeless Somalians walking around Portland, Maine? What the fuck?
Well, what else do you do? I mean, if the funding runs out and the time frame runs out, then what are you supposed to do?
This plan has backfired in the liberals' face so fucking hard. So here's the end of the article. Staff asked for guidance from city councilors about how to deal with individuals who refuse free housing options. According to officials, I'm sure there's not a policy for how to handle it when someone refuses a free fucking house. According to officials, current policy states that if an individual refuses suitable housing, they'll be asked to leave a shelter. But they say they've been hearing mixed messages from city leaders. Yeah, so if you refuse a free house, you have to leave the shelter. So now the Democrats are responsible for bringing in a whole bunch of fucking homeless Somalians, and it's not going to be a good look. I'll keep reading these last two paragraphs here.
Yes.
That's what we have committed to do as a city. We can't commit to find someone housing and then they turn it down. We find them more housing and they turn that down. And then we find them more housing and they turn that down. We can't keep doing that. We don't have the resources for that. So I do support the current city policy that is in place. If they refuse free housing, they're just fucking homeless right now. So yeah, I guess that's the situation. The policy says that they're offered a free house and they turn it down. We just have fucking homeless Somalians walking around, and I don't feel bad for them. Am I supposed to feel bad for these people? I'm supposed to feel upset?
No, fuck that shit, dude. I don't feel fucking bad.
House?
Fuck that shit. You came here because your country was so, like I said before, you came here because your country is so bad that you are in fear for your fucking life, and you may die. They may incarcerate you and torture you and treat you like fucking cattle on slaughter. Like that's so we offered you refuge to come here and live, and the chance to build your own life. I mean, I think that's what it is, the opportunity to come here and build your own life. Like, when did it say that, like, just because you come here, we give you an already set up life where you have a job and a fucking house and, like, you're already ready, you already have that picket fucking fence? Like, where is this, what do these people think? Like, you just come here and all of a fucking sudden you get a little pink houses up, you get a little pink house up on the hill? No, dude. You just don't have to work for shit like the fucking rest of us, but, like, good lord, look at that. We gave it to you on a fucking silver platter, and you're gonna bitch about it? Like, I didn't get any opportunities like that. I worked my fucking ass off my whole fucking life, and when I went and asked for fucking help, they told me to go fuck myself. And I make less than $1,000 a year right now, and they still and at the end of the year they want fucking more money from me. I'm like the lowest of the low, dude. I am broke as a fucking joke, and at the end of the fucking, when the taxes come around, at least the federal doesn't fuck me anymore. Ever since fucking Trump got in office, federal doesn't fuck me over, but fucking state still does. And that's what I try and fucking, I'm getting off on a rant, but I try and explain this. I try and explain this fucking shit to her. She doesn't fucking understand it. She goes, "We need to tax the rich. We need to tax the rich. The rich need to fucking pay their fair dues."
Fuck
and
that.
I'm not like, okay, well, I'm getting taxed, you know? Like, fucking get rid of taxes. Taxation is theft. But if we're going to pay taxes, like, I mean, I get it. Yeah, they should pay fucking taxes too. But this whole fucking notion that if we make rich people, to me, oh, we're going to make rich people fucking pay more taxes. Well, they're rich because they know how to get around shit like that. And if you start fucking saying they have to pay more fucking taxes, they're going to leave the fucking country. They're going to fucking find loopholes. They're going to start new fucking charities where they get all that fucking money back, you know? I mean, this is a fucking joke. And who's going to be left to pick up the bill? Fucking me! Fucking me! My broke-ass piece of fucking shit. Because they can. What the fuck am I going to do about it?
That's a great fucking point. If you're smart enough to make that much money, you're smart enough to hide it.
No shit, dude. You don't think they have like fucking 30 offshore fucking accounts in the Bahamas and shit? Fucking give me a goddamn fucking break. Shut the fuck up. How fucking stupid are these people? And I'm talking about my wife, so I shouldn't say that because she feels that way, but it just pisses me off. We're so different when it comes to this, man. I mean, you talk about a house fucking divided, dude. We're like, And she doesn't like the libertarian thing because because libertarians to her is what the liberals have told her whole life. The libertarians are, you know.
Yeah, what does she say about libertarianism? I'm interested in that. I think that'll be funny.
Just that, I don't know. She sees it like we're anarchists or something. Like we just want, like, you know, oh, if something bad happens, you're just, you know, like I don't really know how to explain it.
Like we use the government as a scapegoat.
Well, like so, you know, we're poor. So she's like, okay, we get rid of that shit. We can't afford to send our fucking daughter to fucking school and shit. And I'm like, yeah, but like you don't understand. With the taxes we're not being fucking fucked out of, we have a significant more amount of money to pay for a fucking private school somewhere.
Exactly.
So she's like, so it doesn't make a fucking difference. Well, it does make a difference because I'm not being forcefully fucked out of my money to pay for everyone else's school too. And it just
if it was a private school, the quality would be way higher.
Absolutely. Even if we're poor, we would have options, and I just can't explain that to her. You know, it's just like it's funny. I'll bring this up not to get too far off subject because this is a funny conversation I had with a guy I work with today. His name is Zandy, and I've talked about him a lot before because he is a liberal Democrat, but he's also shares a lot of libertarian values. Like he's all about his guns and shit like that. But just because it came to my mind, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, and I apologize.
Dude, this is good. This is gold. Go for it.
Great. We were working today and shit, and I was talking about. And I hate fucking celebrity news. I hate celebrity news, and I feel a little silly talking about it now, but I feel like we need to talk about it because I feel like it is where the media is going to start pushing the Libertarian Party. Because I truly believe, and you know, that the Libertarian Party is kind of a threat to the Republicans and the Democrats, especially the Democrats right now, because they're getting. I personally feel that Democrats are becoming violent, and there's actually, I could say something about that too. You know, I brought up to him that I felt the new Democrats were becoming violent and hateful and all the things that they hated in the first place. I said they're calling people like Pelosi Republican light. That's fucking crazy as shit to me. And he said, just so you know, the standing party of Democrats don't feel that way. We don't feel that way. And I said, yeah, but you know, you old guys are moving out. Like these are the standing Democrats now, you know? Anyway, I'm getting off subject. So we're talking about, like I said, I don't like celebrity news. But Chris Pratt was in the news recently, and I do feel like this is stuff, like I said, we need to touch on.
What you're doing is fucking gold. No, keep going. So let me back you up a little bit, because your point is absolutely valid. Oh, well, most of us Democrats are reasonable, kind of moderates. You're out the fucking door, pal. This is the new Democratic Party, and they're just fucking communists. They're fucking socialists.
He's in his 60s, and we've joked on him a little bit before. He's like that boomer kind of liberal.
Right.
He's that hippie liberal that went out and partied and had fun and shit. And I feel like his heart's in a good place. He's a good person. I like him a lot. Right. He's a good guy. I just don't agree with him politically. Like, I mean, he's for Bernie, for God's sakes, and he likes to bring that up a lot because he knows I fucking hate him. Like he'll be like, that's why I need to bring in Bernie to fix this, and I'm like, God. Fucking shit, God. Like I can't fucking say anything else because I'm just like, God damn it. But the standing Democrats don't feel that way. You're not the standing Democrats much longer. These are the ones you're leaving us with. These are the ones that I have to deal with. Like, I'm libertarian like you used to be, like when you were around my age and shit. And This is the stuff that I'm being dealt. This is the way I'm seeing it. Oh, these angry, mean Republicans. Well, in my lifetime, it hasn't been that way.
Exactly.
Did you have something else to say to that?
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of other articles and shit, but no, that was a really fucking amazing rant, so I just kind of wanted to let that happen.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was funny as shit, too. I never finished it. I never finished, actually, what started this.
Go for it.
I have a lot to say. I told you I've been looking forward to this all week, dude. I got some stuff I've brought up on my phone and stuff, so we'll do a couple of your articles, and then my stuff's not big stuff, so we'll maybe just close with it. But I was like, Chris Pratt recently, again, don't like celebrity news, but again, I've said this like 3-4 times now. I feel like it's stuff we need to talk about, especially as libertarians and stuff, because this is what the media, which we all know is bullshit, but most people listen to that as their source of news. This is what they're saying about us. And Chris Pratt, whether you like him or not, his acting or whatever, he was wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" shirt. And the media, and I'll see if I can find the article, the media put in the paper that Chris Pratt was seen wearing a racist shirt, basically. Chris Pratt seen wearing racist shirt.
I saw that, yeah.
So what they're doing is they're trying to say, like, okay, well, libertarians are all racist. But, I just think it's so stupid. I guess that's kind of the take my wife has on it too. She tries to compare libertarians with these crazy lunatic people, which are basically conspiracy theorists, that say they're libertarian, and then they just portray that as that's what libertarians are, as they're conspiracy theorists. So they're trying to make us look crazy. They're trying to make us look racist. They try and make us look like we are the bigots. We are the fucking fascists behind the Republican Party, instead of like, no, like I love solar power. And I don't like Trump, but he's a great president. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a reasonable fucking person.
Well, if libertarianism had a fair shake, it would fuck shit up. I mean, it's got everything against it, and it's grown to where the Libertarian Party started in 1971. Yeah. So it's relatively new as a party. It's had ballot access laws. It doesn't get on TV until maybe fairly recently. It doesn't get no one gets access to the debates, shit like that. So they have done everything they can to put roadblocks and obstacles in the way of the Libertarian Party, and it just keeps growing.
You're currently listening to the best podcast in the whole fucking universe.
Decentralize Now.
When I was at the Libertarian Party, we met with the Greens in the state where I live, and we agreed on a ton of shit. You know what I mean? We didn't agree on certain economic policies, and we didn't agree on like banning shit for environmental reasons. But that's pretty much it. They were cool with guns. They were cool with freedom. They were cool with food sovereignty, free market. They didn't want They had a socialist perspective in terms of environmentalism. That's kind of where we differed.
God, dude, I hate to say, we differ on a lot of environmental stuff.
Yeah, I think the Earth is a resource to be exploited.
And I don't.
Oh shit, dude! We gotta
talk about that shit. I don't know that I'm green. I see a place for fucking renewable energy, but I also realize that we can't get rid of coal and nuclear. We're not fucking retarded. I'm not retarded, you know.
If you became a green, that'd be fucking awesome.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I totally see the place for you can't have renewable energy without fucking oil. You still have to pump fucking oil out of the ground. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking retarded, but like I wish it was implemented more. I really fucking do. Like those fucking things that sit on the waves and they just fucking ride the waves up and down and shit. Like why don't we put that fucking shit? Like y'all are fucking talking about putting fucking shit, drilling for fucking oil out there. Why don't we put that out there? That produces fucking energy. And if it does have a problem, it's a lot less oil at least.
I think what do you think about this idea? So I remember back in one of the State of the Union addresses from George Bush II, he was like, under my administration, we will have hydrogen-powered cars. Now, it was kind of like, dude, you're not going to give us fucking hydrogen, fucking Texas oil, motherfucker. There's this. You talk about conspiracy theories. It's kind of a conspiracy theory that a lot of these oil companies actually bought the.
Just so you know, the first hydrogen car was invented. Just so you know, the first hydrogen car was invented in 1807.
Jesus Christ! And that these companies fucking own the patents, and so that way they control it. So because they realize that if this alternative vehicle, comes out, their industry's fucked. You know what I mean? So it would be in their interests to buy the patents, own the intellectual property, and therefore keep a competitor out of the market. So that's where the libertarian socialist comes in and says, hey, intellectual ideas, those should be public property. That you can't own that. That belongs to the people.
Like fucking
and a
shareware.
Corporation shouldn't be able to own a patent like that. If someone wants to make something, they can fucking make something, and that actually leads to a free market. Because right now, if that's true, I mean, fact check me on that. But if that's true, and if these oil companies actually own patents to their competitors' products for the sole purpose of just keeping them from consumers, then that's not really a fair market or free market.
I'm mixed on that. Don't you feel like if you couldn't have a patent on anything, then someone could change one minor detail that didn't necessarily make it better, but made it cheaper and resell it?
That's
right?
a good point.
I mean. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think and here's the great thing about having a society where that's not mandatory. You can choose to do it.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Okay, so you can't patent something. You can't patent that because that should be everyone's idea, and everyone should be able to work on that. Well, there's a common thing in technology called shareware. I think it's called shareware. I don't know. I'm stupid. We've talked before about the internet, and we both know we fucking suck. We're stupid on that shit. So it may not be called shareware. It might be something I heard in a movie. I don't know. But a company can come out with a product or an app or a program, and they can say, "Here it is. It's awesome. You can do what you want to it."
Right.
And potentially by having tons of people work on it for free, it becomes better much faster because you have people that are willing to take the time for no fucking money and make your fucking program better. So like that does work, but like instead of enforcing that, like, hey, you can't patent that, everyone's welcome to it. You know what I mean, like that? Well, you could patent it, but you could still have the option to not patent it and let people fucking work on it if you so fucking choose.
Well, I think where I'm coming from with that, and I think this is a good discussion, I think where I'm coming from that with that is the idea, and maybe this isn't true, I mean, we should but if these oil corporations, if fossil fuel industry owns patents to not just like a product, but an entire other industry, so that no one else can create hydrogen cars or any other type of vehicle. So they're basically saying we're its entire product. No one can make this type of it. It's not like no one can make our model. It's that no one can make this type of product, I guess, is the conspiracy theory. That they own the patents on hydrogen cars. I don't think they should have the right to do that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not to a whole fucking form of science. Yeah, I misunderstood. I apologize.
No, dude, fine. You're fine.
No,
I mean,
that's
it's important for us to like argue it out and get to the specifics. So it's important.
My hydrogen engine is mine. You can't make my hydrogen engine, but like you can't make a hydrogen engine of any kind. No, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, exactly. I think we agree then. So you can't make my specific model, but you can make a model.
Yeah,
if you want to make a hydrogen car, you can make a hydrogen car.
You can't paint yours green. Green is my thing. You know?
But, kind of to your point, though, because I thought you brought up a good point. Okay, so somebody makes a hydrogen car, and then I look at that hydrogen car, and then I take their plan, and I just, like, add one minor fucking detail, and I invented a new model, and then I can go sell. I guess no harm, no foul. I mean, I guess if you can – I don't think people would do that frivolously. I don't think someone, unless they really can offer a good product, or if they have good distribution, or if they have good marketing or whatever, I don't think someone's just going to arbitrarily copy your idea and invest a lot of money into it unless they really think that they can offer a better service to the consumer.
Well, absolutely. I don't think that's just basic business. I feel like, like if I can offer it better, cheaper, I'm going to fucking try and do it,
But I just remember Bush talking about hydrogen cars, and even back then, I was just like,
they've had hydrogen cars for a long time. They've had cars that run on fucking French fry oil for fucking ever. Like that shit's been around for a fucking long time, dude. Like, I mean, to say we're gonna have hydrogen cars. We already have those. We already have those. Are you gonna make them affordable? What the fuck are you talking about? They're not efficient. They don't go very fast. They require a lot of maintenance. What the fuck are you talking about, sir?
I guess the last thing I'll say about that is I think we're in agreement in terms of intellectual property.
I think too. I think we misunderstood. I think I misunderstood, which happens a lot.
It's fine.
I'm known to smoke marijuana while we're doing this podcast.
You should be able to own the rights to a model or a singular representation of something, but not the entire industry.
Well, it's like, what if fucking SpaceX came out and was like, oh, NASA never patented a rocket. They were shooting them up in the space, but they never patented rocket. And then it's like, I mean, then it becomes really fishy, right? You're like, what do you just not call it a rocket? You call it a rocket? Put a fucking extra fin on it. You know what I mean?
The new 4-fin model.
What kind of crazy things will our heroes talk about next? Stay tuned to find out.
You sent me a link here in Owners and Crew, and I'll put a link to it in videos and links. And you said, all right, so I'm just gonna start it. And I'll stop it when you said.
Here, we've got ourselves a cisgender, homosexual, white, Danish, neutral, Christian.
Dang, Cletus, why are you talking like that?
Dialogue tree.
Oh, I got you.
We don't take kindly to your types around here.
So here's what I want to segue into.
Had to cover all the types of people they don't actually like around there. It's fucking hilarious.
Have you ever heard of the band Confederate Railroad?
Fuck no, nobody has.
Dude, Confederate Railroad's a great band. No, so here's why. This is on Fox News here.
Oh,
Country
God.
rock band Confederate Railroad has been booted from its second state fair over its name. So now the band Confederate Railroad can't play at state fairs because it's called Confederate Railroad. Just weeks after it was removed from an Illinois accusations the name is racist, Southern country rock band Confederate Railroad has once again been barred from performing at another upcoming fair, this one in New York. And this is what Danny Shirley, Confederate Railroad frontman, had to say.
Fuck New York.
Dude, fuck New York, seriously. I love the part of the country I'm from, and I will never apologize for that. I've done nothing wrong. Fucking awesome.
It's true, man. It's fucking true. It's a fucking flag. It's a fucking flag, dude. And I hate this shit. I hate, like, you have fucking Democrats, the fucking party of love and accepting, pushing Nazi fucking tactics by burning books and getting rid of flags and tearing down statues. And people are fucking totally fine with this fascist fucking movement as long as it's in the name of peace and understanding. If you're peaceful and understanding, then you just understand that there's people that are different from you, that there's cultures that are different from you.
Exactly.
Just because America's not a fucking, like, wonderful fucking story, fairy tale of how it was fucking founded doesn't mean you fucking shit all over it. You all fucking shit your pants to fucking come here. Now you want to fucking shit on our culture? Go fuck yourself. We stole this land from the Native Americans so you could come here and take our fucking tax dollars. Eat a dick.
Dude, it's fucking true. I mean, I'm glad that they didn't cuck. They weren't like, hold on, shit. Fuck, I cut out. Out of respect for people, we're gonna change the flag. They're like, no, fuck you. I'm the place I came from. I'm proud of the South, and I'm gonna fly the Confederate flag. We haven't done anything wrong. Suck my dick. I'm glad that's what how they fucking handled that shit. It's exactly how they should have.
Well, it's bullshit too. It's like the whole thing with the Confederate flag, man, because I have absolute no problem with the fucking Confederate. I don't have a problem with any flag you want to fly. If you want to fly in the fucking ISIS flag, go fucking fly it. You'll probably get shot if you do that around where I fucking live. And I'm not going to feel fucking bad for you about it. But, do what you want. I don't care. It's not my fucking place to tell you what you fucking can and can't fucking do. But at the end of the day, it's the fucking flag. And they say, well, that flag, like, this is an actual conversation I had with my fucking, I need to fucking come up with a term to reference them so I don't have to say my liberal Democrat parents-in-law, family-in-law, in-laws, whatever. I need a fucking term to coin for that. But this is a conversation I had with them over the fucking Confederate flag and stuff, and they're all much older than me. And I said the Confederate flag is the Confederate flag, and if you want to fly it, then that's your fucking God-given right. That's your American right to fly that fucking flag. And to me, all it says is Southern culture. And Southern culture to me is not being racist against black people. Southern culture to me is going hunting, having fun on a fucking four-wheeler, going fishing, spending time with my fucking daughter camping and shit. Like being Southern to me is being reliant on the land, is being a fucking person that knows how to fucking make something out of nothing and take care of my family. That's not what being Southern means to me, is being fucking racist. You know what I mean? And if I chose to fucking fly the fucking Confederate flag, that's my fucking business. But I tried to tell them that, that it's just a flag. And that's what, and I tried to explain to them, that's what being from the South means to me. They're all from fucking Maryland, by the way, which Maryland loves to say they're from the South. You ever talk to somebody from Maryland? They'll tell you, they'll tell you right away they're from the South. You're not from the South. We don't like your kind around here. Like, I don't know what else to say. Go fuck yourself.
Shut your trap, Yankee.
You're not from my South, You're
north of me, mother.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Anyway, fuck Maryland too. I don't feel bad saying that. Fuck Maryland. And they're saying, well, I remember a time when that flag was used. They're all much older. I remember a time when that flag was used to tell certain people that they weren't really welcome around there. Well, yeah, fuck, dude, I could hang an American flag upside down outside of my house as a fucking sign to the police that, like, if you come here, I might fuck back with you, anyone could use a flag for fucking horrible reasons. That doesn't mean you damn the flag and damn the people that fucking feel proud by it. That's ridiculous. That's Nazi shit.
No, well, that's kind of what, you hit on a good point. These people are claiming, the left is claiming they're the tolerance and diversity, but if they were truly tolerant and they truly wanted diversity, then they would allow for dissent.
Exactly. You're only tolerant and diversified when it benefits them and makes them look like I'm a guilty white person. Yay! Fuck you, man. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. My dad shoots squirrels with a BB gun. Go fuck yourself if you don't like it.
Well, that's exactly, when you talk about hold on, I thought I cut out. If you were a white male with a sense of culture and identity, then you're a racist. I think that's a great segue into your Chris Pratt shit. I'm looking right now at that image you sent. It's the American, if you're listening to this, it's the American flag. It's not like a strange, it's just an American flag with the Gadsden
Yeah,
snake.
it's not tie-dye
saying,
or
"Don't tread
anything."
on me." There is nothing fucking racial about that. But this is how it works with the left. Chris Pratt is being a white male with a sense of culture and identity, and that to them is racist. That to them is wrong, and that's what they want to destroy. They don't want you to have that.
They don't want you to fucking have that.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Obviously, this was not one of our most recent episodes, but I still felt it was a good episode, and that's why we wanted to make sure we released it this week. Be sure to tune in next week and the following weeks after. We have a lot of special guests lined up. I'm not going to say who they all are right now. You'll have to tune into the Facebook and the website to find out who they are. Be sure to check out the website, decentralizenowpodcast.com. Be sure to check out the Facebook. Be sure to check us out on Anchor and Discord, on SoundCloud, pretty much anywhere you can check out podcasts. We have an account set up in some way on there. So be sure to follow us however you listen to podcasts. We're there. Thanks for listening. See you guys next week.